Welcome to St. Augustine this evening, the Mike Davis Show. And boy, we've got a great show for you. Got great guests. We're missing one. See if you can figure out who we're missing tonight. Yeah, it's probably going to take you just a second to figure it out. But we've got some amazing guests. And you are wearing Barbara Jean's favorite color.
Purple.
Barbara Jean's favorite color is here today. Yes.
Yep. I even have on purple eyeshadow.
I love this. This is awesome. Going to have a great show. We're going to do all kinds of news. Some of us are going to talk about winning. Some of us are going to talk about losing. It's all going to be good. It's a therapy session. It's going to be fine.
I'm going to lay down on the couch at this game.
It's all going to be okay.
You're very festive, Lenny.
Thank you very much.
Lenny, that is a great outfit.
Thank you.
That might be the best hat that's ever been in this studio. Did you hear that, Troy Blevins?
Is this the 904 Now Santa? You look very
you look
904
awesome,
Now
man.
Santa.
Thank you.
I'm digging.
You look amazing. And the wonderful, the smart, the entertaining. Blake Blevins is here tonight.
I agree with two of the things you just said.
Wonderful and smart?
Yes.
Okay. That was entertaining in and of itself. Well done.
Doesn't even have to try.
No, he doesn't have to try. The thing we do have to try to do is make money for the show.
Okay.
Because some of us have got to get paid.
All right.
Meaning you, Davey, Pete,
Yeah.
all those people. Occasionally I make a little bit of money too. I'm not going to lie. Occasionally I do. All right, Anastasia Diner and Moultrie Creek Diner. These neighborhood diners are more than just a place to eat. They're where hospitality blooms and friends gather. Bring your own friends or make new ones. The coffee is always hot, the smiles are genuine, and the food tastes like home. Every meal is a chance to make memories, share stories, and create bonds that last a lifetime. It's not just about the food on the plate. It's about the community that comes together at the table. Come see us at Moultrie Creek Diner, Anastasia Diner. Tell them Andy sent you, and again, tell him go dogs if you want a big helping of food.
And bring toys. They're collecting toys.
No, they're not.
No, they're done.
It's done.
Right.
Don't bring any toys.
Don't bring toys.
When you mentioned it on the show last week, I said, oh, that's great. So I bought a bunch of stuff, and I got there yesterday, and I'm looking for the big Toys for Tots box, and it wasn't there.
Oh, no.
But the woman graciously took it and said, I'll get into them.
Yeah.
So I made it under the wire.
Was it Cheryl?
I do not know.
So you have to know the names of the people.
Well, it
You
works
have
the
to
other
know
way.
the names of the people.
I don't think I know my name when I go in there like cheers.
Bob, don't ever go in there again without knowing the names of the people.
Yes, sir. I will write them down on my hand, and I don't wash often, so they'll stay.
I know the names.
I can't. All right. Chuck McCone knows your name, especially if you call him for help. A to Z offers free estimates and have been serving St. Johns County for over 20 years in the construction industry. They offer painted metal roofs for saltwater area homes with warranties for up to 25 years. They do shingle roofs with warranties for up to 50 years. They install tile roofing, cedar shake shingles, designer roofing, and flat roof coverings. Recent job photos with material descriptions can be seen at A to Z Roofing and Waterproofing.com. We have Epic Behavioral Healthcare. Let's step into the world of support and healing with Epic Behavioral Healthcare. For over 50 years, Epic has been a beacon of hope for our community, providing compassionate care for those touched by substance use and mental health disorders. Whether you're a kid, teen, adult, couple, or family, Epic is here to lend a helping hand. With a range of programs tailored to meet diverse needs, Epic offers accessible solutions for everyone. With their walk-in access center or their mobile response team, from inpatient detoxification to outpatient counseling, Epic provides comprehensive care every step of the way. Their services include psychiatric evaluations, medication management, medicated assisted treatment, care coordination, peer support, suicide prevention training, parenting education, and much more. Epic's impact doesn't stop there. They are proud to be the heart of St. Augustine, coordinating beloved community events like the Taste of St. Augustine, the Flower and Garden Expo, and Ancient City Kids Day. It's their honor to serve their community, offering help and hope for those in need. Join them on this journey of empowerment and transformation. Together, we can make a difference. Epic Behavioral Healthcare, where compassion meets commitment. Do you like how I read the long one so you had time to finish?
I did. Thank you. She meant organizing my stuff.
Oh, man.
Land Title of America, whether you realize it.
Walked right into that
When
one.
you refinance the sale or purchase of a home, I'm on caffeine today. There's a title company involved. Don't get stuck with some out-of-town title company who doesn't give a crap when you're faced with challenges. Stay local. Choose Land Title of America. Just call or text Stephen Collins, 904-501-4481. He specializes in all types of real estate transactions. Land Title, your local title company, ensuring America's land one title at a time because
They give a crap.
I love it. You guys
so
are awesome.
spirited, Blake.
Yes,
I
it
loved
was.
Good job, Lenny.
It's the last show of the year.
I
No,
know.
we
It's
got
our
one.
last crap before Christmas.
Right.
Don't
There
we-
you go.
Are we doing? We're doing Thursday, the
Yeah.
31st.
Yeah.
Right? We're coming back. I
We
mean, yeah,
are.
we'll be here.
We'll see if you are.
Oh,
Somebody's got to give the audience of the 904 a show or a couple of shows during the week. I understand we might be the B or the C or the D team, but we're so glad that you're here.
I don't have beef,
Davey's the A and the B team.
of course.
Yes,
Jeez.
I don't know where everyone else falls in. We'll figure it out later, but we know Davey's the A and the B team. So, all right.
TSA certainly thought so today. They got very friendly with
What
Davey
happened
today.
to Davey today?
Oh, he was talking in the comments that they ran the gamut of all the bases today. Very handsy with Davey. I told him next time he needs to groan while they're searching him.
I think that would only encourage them.
We'll see.
I don't know. I should not say a lot. I
find
plan
out.
on flying next
He's
year.
got
So
a-
I'm going to stop saying anything about this because I'd like not to receive the Davey treatment.
He's got another flight home, so we'll find out.
They probably have a note in his file.
Yeah,
He
maybe.
giggles.
He said he's pregnant, so I
He's
mean,
ticklish.
Oh my goodness.
TSA was super weird when we were flying through Peru because they like broke it up. I mentioned that. Like you didn't go through all the security just in one go. So like they would take you through the metal detectors and the scanners, and then you think, okay, well that's it. Like I didn't have to do anything with my bags. They don't care about your liquids when you're going through that initial search. You can take liquids all the way to the gate, but those liquids better be gone before you get on the plane. So, normally you bring a water bottle and you bring it empty, you get it through, and then you fill it up once you're at your gate. No, you don't do that in Peru. It's got to be bone dry to get on that plane. So it was weird. They did the bag search as you're getting onto the gangplank to get on the plane. It was strange.
That I don't. We have that leaving Costa Rica. When you leave
Yeah.
Costa Rica, they randomly select passengers.
Yeah.
And then they search the entire bag right there before you get on the plane. And for a while, there was like every other trip I was catching it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, I haven't caught it. Now I'll catch it the next trip. A buddy of mine who I always travel with got it the next time. And I was like, about time you had to have your.
Do you remember right after 9/11 when they would do we're going to call 4 or 5 people randomly selected and we're going to do additional security screening, and it would be like 3 or 4 very ethnic names and then a Susan. It was always my mom. My mom's Susan. So it was always like 3 dudes and my mom.
Susan.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. It's like you want TSA to do a really good job.
Yes.
But when they're searching a grandmother, it's like, really? Seriously?
Although, did you watch Seinfeld? Those grandparents are stealing. They're getting away with stuff.
I'm not sure I
Because
believe
they're
that.
old. I'm old. I'm
I'm
confused.
not sure.
You're old. They said, what? You got to give me consequences?
I know, right?
I
I
don't know.
paid my dues.
At
Right.
that age, I'm like, I can do anything I want to do. Yes. Lenny looks good in those North Carolina State University colors.
Oh, no.
Santa Claus is not a Wolfpack guy. Just saying.
Oh,
He's not. He will bring gifts to them, but he's his own
shots
Wolfpack.
fired, Bobby.
Bobby, I'm sorry. The Wolfpack, you can't claim. Just because it's red, you can't claim it. Indiana could claim it.
They're
We
the
don't
wolf
think-
pack. They're not the reindeers.
Yeah, that's right. If you guys want to change your name to the Reindeers, Santa's Reindeers,
Yeah.
the rest of the AC is okay with that,
All
right? Clemson okay with that?
I'm fine.
All right. Florida State's okay with it too.
I didn't know the wolf pack was a thing until I met Bobby. But that's mostly because I don't follow sports.
Well, you can always go with
this is going to be a great
U-boats in
show.
World War II.
This is going to be an
Oh,
awesome
yeah.
show. All right. I'm going to ask you this question second, but I want you and Blake and Amanda time to think about it.
Mhm.
So I want to talk about biggest fear of Trump coming into office. And you got to also tell me one thing you're looking forward to with Trump coming into office.
Do I get to answer last?
You can answer last, but I want everybody to kind of go to that. But before we do that, news of the day, Fannie Willis was fired today.
She was fired.
She was fired.
Lost her
They have
job.
not dismissed the case against Donald Trump, but she was fired, which pretty much means the case is over.
She
Plus,
was-
there's no White House to tell her how to run the case, so it's pretty much a done deal
Yeah.
that it's over. So,
well,
Lenny, do you think the White House coordinated any of these lawsuits against Trump?
he walked into so many of them on his own that it wasn't necessary.
But do you think
after the fact, possibly?
Okay, I like that answer, and I don't disagree. The Georgia one, I think he gave them enough stuff to go after. But
that one phone call.
It's the way he said it. I don't disagree with what he was trying to do as far as, hey, I want to make sure the vote count has been correct, but he should have said it a different way.
Yeah.
Right, less specific.
The E.J. Carroll one, in my mind, is outlandish. That is an outlandish case.
Wild case.
And the case where he paid the bank back and now has to pay the highest, that's just ridiculous. So I got to give you two of them in New York are ridiculous. And I do think they were designed to keep Trump off the campaign trail. They had the exact opposite effect. They made him more popular. And I think all of us I don't think you can look at it and say it made him less popular.
No.
His fundraising went through the roof while he was in court. His popularity went up, and he couldn't go on X and say anything. I mean, I often said the Democrats' biggest mistake was silencing him after they had let him just rant for 3 months. He might have done enough damage to himself that he wouldn't have been able to run again. But they didn't, and then he was persecuted. And that's a different kind of rant. So I think they didn't. Blake, you got comment on that?
I definitely knew like the Georgia, like all of his cases was going to go away once he was elected president. So I think it was only just a matter of time for like each one to go bang 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 bang. So who knows who knows what happens from here? But I definitely do see if there was a new attorney involved in this case, he'll probably immediately dismiss it.
Okay. I can't imagine them not. I think that's the way this trend is going to go. New York State seems to be holding on to them. I do think the most dangerous case for Alvin Bragg and New York State as Attorney General is that he has gone after Trump with a law that no one has ever been prosecuted with before, with the highest judgment, right? That makes no sense. I think Trump wins money on that. I think they dismiss it. I think they dismiss it at some level, whether it's the New York Supreme Court or whether it's a U.S. Supreme Court. They dismiss it because they used a legal precedent that's never been used before and had this astronomical fine, and no one was injured. And then Trump countersues, and he's making money off of that deal. The Alvin Bragg case where he got the $400 million settlement against him, he will make money off of that before this is all said and done.
Okay.
That's my prediction. And I still have 6 months and 20-some days to end the Ukraine war.
Whoa. It was 6 months. We're under 6 months.
No, it was 6 months from inauguration.
I thought it was 6 months from when we made the bet.
So now you want to make it 5 months.
Well, yeah, because a month's gone.
You backpedaling already.
Gone. No.
I said that was 6 months of when he was in office.
Hey, he's been in office. Are you kidding me? He's been in office when he started.
Your job this week is to find the tape.
I gotta look through all of our Thursdays.
I think I put the end date in my calendar.
Okay.
I'll look for that.
You look for the end date. That'll tell us the current date. Text it to the group, and then Amanda will find it. We will replay this.
Okay.
And we will find out who is right.
And just for the record.
Yes.
President-elect. There's no elect. He's been playing president since the day he got elected.
Well, that's because no one else is.
Well,
literally no one else is.
And the problem is, if Joe Biden was either more awake, younger, or somebody shoved something up his butt, man, I'd be running. He
hasn't been to TSA today.
Well,
he hasn't been through TSA in a long time.
I just think that he is missing such an opportunity. Once the Supreme Court said that any official act, which is, as amorphous as you can be, I think Joe Biden should have gone nuts and done whatever the hell he wanted.
He did. He pardoned his son.
Well, okay, but you got more to go.
You are on a roll, Lenny.
You got more to go.
Isn't it 6,000 pardons or something ridiculous?
Oh, no, it was huge. I thought it was more.
Don't talk about it. It's in the trivia question.
Oh, shit.
I have.
Put that phone down right
now.
You already told him.
He had already typed in pardon.
I'm about to. What are you talking about?
He had already typed it in. He was going for that phone stays down like buttons. Put it down. Don't touch the phone.
I need picture on this keypad.
It was too good. Okay, so going around, Lenny, something you're looking forward to with Trump getting into office, and I know you're not a Trump fan, and something you're like, oh my gosh, if this happens, this is going to be horrible.
Well, until yesterday and today, I would have said I'm looking forward to the economy take off, and you know what? even not being a fan of his, I can make some money on the deal, and my life will be a little bit easier. But I don't think that that's a guarantee anymore because everything's getting nuts, and things are going to get more expensive with this tariff. So I don't think people realize that, and I haven't decided if it's time to buy a new TV now, before the 20th or not.
Tariff-free. Tariff-free now.
I know.
I would be advertising that if I had tariff-free TVs right now.
Absolutely. And my fear is for the Constitution. You got Steve Bannon already, just being a dick that he is, saying...
Oh, he's throwing bombs.
Absolutely.
He's throwing bombs.
So, how are we looking for having him run in 2028? First of all, he's got to live to 2028.
That had to send entire people on the left just to their therapist.
Right.
I mean, that was just class. We wasn't consecutive. I mean, I'm just dying laughing. I still think Democrats blew it. They should have come out in about August and said, yeah, stole the last election, which makes you the president. So go ahead, go finish out the last 4 months. But that's 2 consecutive terms and you're done.
Right.
They had the shot to just admit they had stolen the election and caused Trump to not be president, and they just missed out on it.
Yep.
It was right there.
I've said it on this show, and I've said it for years. Democrats are their own worst enemy.
Mm-hmm.
They can't get out of their own way.
So looking forward to.
Hopefully the economy takes off. I would say peace, but there's no guarantee on that because he likes being, I'll come blow you to smithereens. Mm-hmm. So if I'm in Iran, I'm, building a bomb shelter. I don't care about
building bombs.
As long as it's not bombs here.
Right.
I don't really. I mean,
right.
The Iranians have done so much bad to our service people
sure.
in the Middle East, to allies of ours around the world. I read an article the other day that the Iranian economy is teetering because they've spent every dime they got through the nuke deal and with oil revenue, and they put it into their war with Israel, which has turned out horribly badly for them. They are having roving blackouts. They don't have enough electricity to run their power, and their economy is on the brink. Having the Iranian regime no longer be the #1 terrorist organization in the world would be a benefit to everyone in the world.
The ripples of who they support, all those little fiefdoms will disappear.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I still want to know who's funding the rebels in Syria. No one's told me. It costs money to overthrow our government. No one has told me. And I'm down to 4 people, and I still want to know which one it is. So I'm just curious. Blake Blevins, thing you're looking forward to at Trump? Probably the show, because we're going to talk about him.
I'd like to reevaluate my answer. Yeah. Like an inaugural day 2029.
That is. I look forward.
That definitely is something to look forward to. I would say.
I looked forward to that.
As long as it's not J.D. Vance.
When Bill Clinton was president, I looked forward to that.
J.D. Vance might be the reason why I might be denouncing my Ohio State fandom.
State fandom. What is that?
No. I might be denouncing my Ohio State fandom. Because of J.D. Vance.
You should be bonding over that.
No.
You both root for a team. It's just a sport.
You can't make me.
It's just a sport. I thought Ohio State fans were Buckeyes through and through.
Yes, until we lose 4 times in a row to Michigan, then we have problems.
Listen, Florida State lost more than 4 games this year, so.
Okay.
Yeah, just you have no reason to
You
complain.
guys had DJ ugly over there. Okay, come on, stop talking.
Yeah, it was ugly. What he did was ugly. Yeah, there was no. When he declared for the draft, it's like, we're not getting any more NIL money anywhere in college football. So that is the only option left to you, DJ.
He's definitely going to NFL Europe.
Yeah.
For the thing that no longer exists.
No. He might be playing that spring football thing. He might be right back out on the field.
XFL or whatever it is.
The Birmingham Barons might need a backup quarterback. So
the Washington Generals need something.
Maybe. All right. All
right. Best thing I'm looking forward to, possibly. I did hear one rumor that. No, I think it was more. Trying to think. What policy does he like? I definitely do like the fact that he's definitely favoring like cryptocurrency, like pushing that because I do believe it is like kind of important to at least have your money somewhere else besides like the standardized banks. But I know Elon has Doge, Trump has his own coin, you still have Bitcoin. So I definitely do like a president that's more pro crypto, but definitely do hope they does create like regulations on that. So basically, so we could say like so it's like no one creates like a crap coin tries to like badly fund it. Then all of a sudden, oh no, the coin failed. Now everyone's bankrupt because of it.
All right, and thing you're most worried about?
The thing I'm most worried about is I do have a lot of friends that are down in the LGBTQ plus community. So and like they're constantly worried about like what will this mean for them? Like they're already being ridiculed here in St. John's County for being who they are, and then how they want to live their life. So it's just important to we'll just see like with Trump being in office. What does that mean for them?
See, and I don't see that. I'm not in that community. I'm not a member of that community. And I have a very limited where I go in the world, right? I'm not out on the street all the time. I don't see that. I see more acceptance of that community than I've ever seen. Are there still knuckleheads out there? Yes. I mean, you can't stop that. The knucklehead is always going to be there. So yeah.
I definitely will say it's definitely more on the online front than an in-person front.
Well, online front is just disgusting. Other than this show is amazing and absolutely wonderful, and you can stay online here. It's a safe place to be. But the rest of it can be hideous. Yeah, this is a rare exception. Stay here on the 904 now. But no, I hope not. Trump, I think, has always been a supporter of the LGBT community, and I think that he has been very vocal about that.
Yeah.
And a lot of Republicans changed their, in my mind, their train of thought or their thought pattern about that because Trump was so vocal about it.
Yeah, I don't think he personally is a danger to that community. I think Republicans in the wild may be more of an issue. You know, the rank and file. And some of the southern states and western states, maybe. But I don't think Donald Trump, I don't think that's on his to-do list.
No. I don't think it's on the to-do list of most of the people in the southern and the western states. I think you have idiots in every group. But I think for the most part, there's more acceptance. There's more acceptance here in the United States than in most of the world. I will say Europe probably more so than even the United States. But there's zero acceptance in certain places in Africa, and certainly the Middle East, there's no acceptance. And there's no acceptance in China. Russia, there's no acceptance. So you can pick large parts of the world that are far worse than the United States is.
Middle East as well,
if you live that lifestyle. So.
Yeah, and I think, it's the trans part of it that's freaking people out, and children looking for surgery 8, 9, 10 years old that are, often irreversible. And I think that's where people are, blanching, really.
Yeah, I just think we can have this discussion, but I think that is way too young an age to make that type of decision that's life-altering. We don't let children do other life-altering things that are less life-altering than losing body parts. So, no, that should not be the right time.
Right.
By the way, Davey is online watching. I just want to know if no means no, Davey.
And let us know.
Now it's TSA.
Is that the exception to that? All right. So for me, I'm looking forward to I think America returning to the world stage, and not being America's policeman, but fixing things,
the world's policeman.
The world.
Yeah, I don't want us to be the world's policeman. We've done horribly at that. At times, and I think Trump will get that. I do think the Ukrainian war will be over rather quickly. I'm not even going to, I'm going to have Amanda look the dates up so we can argue over that. But I had in my mind 2 months. I'd have given you 2 after inauguration. I just don't think it's going to take long to solve that. It's been an abysmal failure for everybody that's been involved in it. We've lost billions of dollars. Right. The Russians have lost thousands and thousands of lives. The Ukrainians have lost lives, and most of their country is wrecked. Nobody. Yeah, I don't care what the property change out is in the end of this. And there was an offer 2 years ago, that the Russians said, we're going to take this much land. And the Ukrainians, through the Biden administration, said, no, the Russians now have more land. So if you have to settle on what the Russians have now, it's a bad deal for the Ukrainians.
And the one of the overriding problems is that was such a big part of the world's breadbasket for wheat.
Yes.
And, how much of that land is now being able to use for agriculture?
Go look up, not just that. Go look up every other thing, sunflower oil, minerals, all of these things. The Ukrainians were...
Caviar.
Everything in Europe that was like a wanted item, they were in the top 10, if not the top 5 in production in that. And we wrecked all of that. When I say we didn't say, let's figure this thing out and get this wrapped up. So I'm looking for that. The one thing I'm worried about is I'm worried about government officials who refuse to follow Trump's orders. Not because it's unconstitutional, but because they don't like Trump. That is a threat to democracy. Trump was elected, and if you don't want to do the job, you can resign from the job. But you don't get to say to the President of the United States, I'm a government employee. No, I won't do this, and I'm not going to follow the law. And when you have governors, mayors who say, we're not going to follow federal law, that's not how that works.
Right.
That's not. Governors of red states, when all of a sudden the Supreme Court said marriage is legal between men and women, right? Same-sex marriage is now legal. None of them said, we're not going to follow the law. None of them enacted laws and said no.
Right.
And that was a loss for them. That was a cultural issue that the right lost. And they said, we're not going to do this. They said, we're not going to fight this. We're just going to, it's now the law of the land. We're good. Your guy lost. So follow through and do what federal law says.
And, from the day the election was called, you had a lot of people on the left going, the resistance begins today. What is this, Star Wars? And, we're going up against the evil empire?
Just please tell me it's not episode 7, 8, and 9, because those pretty much sucked.
That was just, first of all, when you start with 5, 6, and 7, it just gets confused, or 4, 5, and 6, it gets confusing to begin with.
Stopped there. They could have stopped there. We were good.
But, if you're going to resist, don't announce it. Don't print up T-shirts. Don't go around bragging about it. There's some ways to do this that's a little bit more, hidden, for lack of a better word. Well, okay,
you want to be a fifth column? Is that what you want?
Yeah, baby.
I'm going to have to drink coffee more often.
Yeah, it's fun.
All right. You wanted to go last. This better be good. If it's not good, we're all making fun of you.
That's fine. When do you not make fun of me?
We're going to anyway.
Do you want
this
the
picture
Davey
of Davey?
update?
I'm looking at this picture of Davey
Davey's
here.
in Mexico. He has arrived, and he sent us a proof of life.
Gosh, that's
There is
awesome.
Davey.
Proof
in
of life,
Mexico.
great.
Yeah.
Let's hope we don't need to go get him.
What are those finger marks on him?
I'm not talking about that.
Hey.
That is for another conversation.
That's TSA.
All right, what
Look
I'm
they
looking
did
forward
Davey.
to the most.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to not being in election season.
Oh, God bless you.
So I'm looking forward to that. And what am I most nervous about? I'm most nervous about how tired I'm going to be of winning.
Yes. Winning is going to be fun.
I'm so nervous.
All right. Before we get to
Exhausting
trivia,
all this success.
this winning is great. All right. I've got to ask Blake this question because he's our expert in this.
I'm terrified.
Oh, you should be.
I know which one's going to be.
Would you like to guess what this is about, Blake?
Is it some adult websites maybe blocking access to the state of Florida because they are unable to they are unwilling to follow Florida's law in for users to provide a government ID to prove that they are aged to go on said websites?
You are 100% correct. So, what do you think about this law?
I definitely do think there should be a way for you to like prove that you're like at least 18 to access these websites. I do think the issue that they have is like I don't mind it if so basically what Flora wants them to do is basically like for them to have their own in-house version of like moderation and like ID verification. I think what would be better is basically so let's say you click on the link to like say Cornhub. Once you do click on the link,
Just in case anyone doesn't know, he's couching it and he's replacing the P with the C because the P word will get us completely shadow banned.
Yeah, we're trying to work around this, but it's an interesting issue in the state of Florida. Other states have passed this.
And
As Florida?
Yeah,
Yes.
so that will go into effect January 1st.
Okay.
So basically the issue that these websites has like they really want to like have their own services because they're worried like someone could get inside and like hack them. Then all of a sudden, your driver's license information, your house, your full name, so your date of birth, so they can get like a whole lot of stuff besides like your social security
Plus,
number.
every website you've probably seen.
Right.
Yeah.
See, you're going.
They already have that anyway.
You're going dark web. Obviously, I'm going the other way. The Project 2025, which doesn't exist and nobody read apparently in the administration.
What is that?
I'm not quite sure.
I
But
don't know.
but I
Seen that.
believe there's a chapter in there that they were big on outlawing pornography.
Yeah.
So if people need to register to get on a corn website in Iowa, because that's where the corn is.
Obviously.
Corn harvest. That's what it's called.
Okay. Will that be just another avenue for people to be able to create another list to go after people?
Yeah.
I mean, where does the anonymity? I mean, not that there's anonymity to begin with in the world anymore, anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's actually going to happen because the thing like once once like that gets started throwing around, then you actually see like there's already lawsuits going on like right now. But once that happens, then you might actually see like more and more like bigger class action lawsuits if that actually happens.
So I go back to what Lenny said earlier. There are certain things that young children should not be allowed to do. When we were kids, right, you didn't have the internet. So National Geographic was probably the worst thing.
Entry level. Right?
Entry level. You might have had someone in
It's
your...
the gateway corn.
Yes. I mean, that was it.
It's like the little baby corns. That's where it starts. With the little baby corns.
Not baby corns. Not baby corns.
No, Lenny. Lenny.
Age verification. That's the whole conversation.
Shut up.
Boy, you guys are going to have to give me a lesson.
He's old and this is not
algorithms.
going well. No, I kind of look at it. You might have had somebody that was a family member,
Yeah.
right? Not my family,
Never.
that had a subscription to Playboy or something. That was about it. By today's standards, that's pretty minuscule.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not. It's brutal what's out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at some point in time, you have to say, hey, we got to figure out a way to control. I'm all for free speech,
right?
But you got to figure out a way of control. I think it's out of control.
Yeah.
I think that the amount of people that are addicted to it is dangerous and terrible. I think that's horrible. I mean, we have guardrails on all these other things that, cigarettes and beer and alcohol have a sin tax. We've had that for forever. I don't know how much longer this industry survives without one, right? Because that's how people say, well, if you're going to do that, we think it's bad for you. We're going to charge you more money for it, and the government's going to make money off of it.
Yeah.
So I don't know where that hits. I agree with Blake. There's a lot of I try to give my information out to anybody, right? Period. I mean, I got an email today from a buddy. We were in a meeting. And we'd all got an email to come to the meeting. And I said, hey, is this you? Right? I knew it wasn't him. And he said, oh, no. And I said, well, don't worry. I sent you money anyway. And then there's another person was in the group chat that got hit up again. So somebody somehow got names and started emailing all the other names with fake email addresses. And it's like, I get 4 or 5 a day that I look at them and go, that's pretty good. I mean, we get a lot of invoices and a lot of them are emailed now, and you've got to be darn careful because that invoice may not be the invoice. And so you're like, wait a minute, we don't work with anybody in Malaysia.
Right.
I know that's not our invoice, but you have to really watch yourself. So yeah, anytime you put any information out there to anybody,
right,
in this group especially, it gives you angst.
Yeah.
Well, it's weird because it was growing up, it was never give anybody your social security number ever.
Yeah.
And then it was also, and never tell anybody the 3 numbers on the back of your credit card.
Yes.
Okay, so now the first question they ask is what are the last 4 digits of social security number?
Yeah.
And what's the security code on your credit card?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the point of any of this now?
Yeah, unfortunately, I do believe the younger generation, like myself, are like a lot more like vulnerable because we think, oh, everything is encrypted, everything is secure, blah. Yeah. So because it happened to me.
Yeah.
So I ain't telling you why, but
I got a letter the other day, not because of any of the agricultural sites that you've been on. I got a letter the other day that said I've been denied for a credit card
Corn enthusiasts in this room,
by
I
a
can tell.
company. And I obviously had not applied for the credit card. So that all of our information is out there. I mean, all these, I get a letter, 2 or 3 a year. We're sorry that our data was compromised, and all of your information may be out there, as you said, on the dark web. It's like, come on, people. I gave you this because you had to have it, and then you just gave it away because you kind of keep it together. Yeah, there's a lot.
Well, that's why ID security services, which I'm not going to mention because they don't sponsor us, ID security services are important to have these days. And age verification is incredibly important in helping to keep kids safe from things. Research is showing that online porn is incredibly detrimental. I said the word, my bad. It's incredibly detrimental because it rewires your brain and rewires your reward center in regards to relations and arousal. And so the community, younger dudes in particular, that are spending so much time on Pornhub are finding that they're having performance issues and needing medications as a result. And it kills their drive and it kills their ability to talk to females and move forward with relationships. And so, I mean, honestly, it's kind of wild the damage that online porn does to your brain. And so I don't hate for online porn to be harder to access. And honestly, like, there's a ton of people that just aren't going to want to put their ID in. Yeah. And so if that deters a fraction, then I'm happy with it. There are ways around it, and you don't have to be overly tech savvy to figure out ways around it. I'm not going to mention it because if you don't know, I don't want to tell you. But it's
Blake
not
will be
that
talking
hard.
to you after the show.
He knows. There are ways around this, but this particular website and these particular people have been busted in sting journalism, saying some really heinous things about what they do and why they don't want age verification. And it's super gross and skeevy, and I can't wait for this company to go down the tubes.
I will tell you, too, in Louisiana, I think their online viewership went down like 70% or something. It was a drastic number, right? I mean,
with age verification.
With the age verification.
I think you'll find that everywhere.
There's multiple states, and I think the age verification is a growing thing. Right? I think it's a trend that other states will pick up and go, you know what? We've been behind the times. This stuff swamped us because it was all over the internet, and we need to kind of clamp down on this. It's not good. It's not healthy for people. And I'm not saying, you're a person, you want to make an unhealthy choice. There's lots of them out there, right? You could go get a big gulp right now. It's a very unhealthy choice, but yeah, it's unhealthy.
I know it. I know. I'm Joe. I was like, don't crap on like big gulp. Hey, what if that big gulp's full of water?
That's not a big gulp. That's a big water.
Or unsweet tea.
There you go.
Unsweet tea is not bad for you either.
But online porn is detrimental on a whole different level than, having the stash of magazines that you had stolen from your uncle's house and hidden in the woods. Yeah. I mean, that's a whole different kind of toxicity and rewiring your brain to just have endless amounts of click satisfaction than just having a couple of magazines hidden somewhere.
Well, I think all of that is you're spot on with that. You've given a great analysis of it. And it's the access to it anywhere because of a phone.
Right.
I mean, back in the day, you had to go, like I said, we had to go to the library. Right. You had to have something at National Geographic, right? Or the amount of time that that human beings can now spend viewing that material is almost infinite, which is the scariest part of the internet. It's horrible.
And I mean, they've done research with rats on reward centers in the brain. And I mean, you would think that food is the primary motivator, but if rats have an electrode on the orgasm center of the brain and all they have to do is click a bar for it, they'll starve themselves to death clicking the bar to just get that impulse on that part of the brain. I don't think it's just rats. And I'm saying it's not just rats. I'm saying that we've proven that in mammals that they will, to their own detriment, go down a very dark path if they have access to this kind of stimulation on an endless supply. And so that's what this particular website and websites like it due to young men and young women's brains. And it's not good. So ID verification, I'm all for.
Mm-hmm. All right. That's it. I just want to have the conversation. I saw the article. I thought the person I expected to inject the most humor into this is not here tonight. But I thought it was an important conversation to have because it is a week and a half away.
Yeah.
And I will be curious to see the results of it. I'll also be curious to see if I'm DeSantis and I'm the Attorney General for the state of Florida, I'm finding one that isn't doing age verification. And I think the first lawsuit's filed sometime in the first quarter, no later than the second quarter of next year. That's my guess. Yeah. And so I'll be very curious to see how that plays itself.
Yeah.
There is a joke from the TV show Scrubs, which was a fantastic TV show. And I think they're bringing it back with the original cast. And I'm a little cautiously optimistic about it. But there was one very salty, sarcastic doctor who said that one of the only things he knows to be absolute fact is if the internet gets scrubbed of porn, there will only be one website left called Bring Back the Porn.
I have a friend who did extremely well with an internet company and stocks and has been retired for a while. But his comment 10 years ago to me was incredible telling. He said, the internet had been around for 20 plus years. No one knew what to do with it until they put sports and the other material on there. And once they did that, then the internet took off. Right? Then it took off. Before then, it was like, what do we do with this? You know, I mean, it's news. I can watch news whenever. I can watch this whenever. So I think there's
social media too.
Social media, which I think social media is addictive in a whole nother way.
Absolutely.
And I think, you know, I don't know when those lawsuits hit because social media is programmed just the way cigarettes and other stuff were. And
you're looking for likes.
You're looking for likes. You're looking for that, and they want you to stay engaged on that platform. So I think it's horrible.
Yeah,
so,
But really is unfortunate that my sweet old father isn't here to talk about corn because he enjoys corn the long way.
Yeah.
I heard a story from.
It's a real harvest with him, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. I heard a story about a mom, and she brought home her kids early from church, and dad was not at church. And this is like boomer generation story. And when they walked into the house, there was a 8mm projector set up. And they realized that it was corn on the reels. And that's what dad was doing instead of going to church. That would be a real awkward discovery because it was set up in the dining room also. Not good for anybody.
Darcy and I
That's where corn was
were
used,
married. We were downtown. One of my friends from high school was supposed to be in town. Went to go check at his dad's house if he was there. Went to knock on the door. TV in plain view of the door. We didn't knock. We didn't disturb. We just walked away. We said, this is not the time to check to see if my friend is home. We should just walk away.
Do you remember the big old satellite dishes? The ones you would change the channel and they would tilt and they would point to the satellite. Mm-hmm. So, you knew
which way they were pointing.
No. So my parents' friends, they realized that whenever they came home from a date night and they had teenage boys that no longer needed a babysitter, or so they thought, that every time they came home from like a late night dinner or whatever, the satellite was always straight up, which is hilarious, so that it was straight up. And they would turn into the driveway and suddenly the satellite would change position. And so finally the dad's like, I'm going to figure out why the satellite's always pointing straight up, because he didn't know, or at least that's what he said.
Nice cover by the dad. Right. Nice cover by the dad.
They start searching the channels after the kids go to bed, and they find the late night channels featuring corn content was the one that required the satellite to be straight up.
Of course.
So it wasn't just the satellite dish that was dropping every time they turned into
They were growing the harvest up there. That when they came home, it was time to collect the crops.
A very fruitful harvest. I think the crops are no longer being connected.
I was going to say something I won't say. We've discussed
Have we
that
beat
enough.
that dead horse?
We've discussed that enough. We're good. Okay, trivia. You guys ready for a little bit of trivia?
Sure.
Sure.
Blake, did you get a chance to check out pardons?
No.
We'll find out.
We captivated
We'll
him with our
find
corn
out. I know.
conversation.
We brought a subject up. He's like, oh, this is so much better than what I thought they were going to talk about today. All right. So tomorrow or sometime on Saturday is the winter solstice.
Mm-hmm.
How many hours of daylight do we have in St. Augustine tomorrow?
You've asked this question before.
I ask it every year.
Still don't remember.
Every year at the winter solstice in the summer. It's a great. Nobody ever remembers the answer to it.
I don't remember. I'm gonna say 23 hours and 2 minutes.
Of sunlight?
No.
23. What?
No.
Are you in Alaska?
Listen, I know
about the
the
Arctic
woman in
Circle.
math is hard for you, but this should be an easier answer than that.
11 hours and 3 minutes.
All right, 11 hours, 3 minutes.
Yep.
Shouldn't it be 12 and 12?
Well, that's
Is that
that's
your-
the
Wait,
average.
What are you helping him?
Yes.
Don't help him. He
Yes.
said 12 and 12.
All right. Okay.
12 and 12.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna say, 10 hours, 52 minutes.
All
10
right.
hours, 52.
The actual answer, Lenny, you were right on March the 20th and September the 21st or so.
Oh, the vernal.
You had the equinox, the vernal and autumnal equinox. That's 12 and 12.
Right.
The solstice is the shortest day and the longest day.
Ha-ha.
So the shortest
The
day.
length of the day is like 23 and a fraction.
No, it's daylight hours. It's
I know.
hours of daylight. So 10 hours, 14 minutes, give or take, in St.
10
Augustine.
hours, 14.
10 hours, 14 minutes.
Yay.
Yes. So
You're
that's
on the board.
that's the answer.
Didn't cheat with that one.
All right, just remember to ask that question again in March, please.
What's up?
Just remember to ask that question again in March.
I
I'll
will-
I'll get it right
just
then.
for you.
Thank you
I
very
will get
much.
it- I will get that right for you.
Hence the
So-
equinox. Oh, it all comes clear to me now.
All right.
Yeah. So hang on. I am.
Are you-
I'm
we
Why are you
monitoring.
from something?
texting?
I'm monitoring how somebody is at my parents' house. It shouldn't be at my parents' house. So I'm texting the neighbor to let him know. So, because keeps camera on my mom and dad's house.
Get the
I got a
revolver.
great neighbor. So,
Nice.
so that's something that I'll have to answer back to again.
Okay.
Okay. AOC tried for a leadership position. She lost badly.
Mm-hmm. To a 75-year-old man.
To a 74-year-old man,
Mhm.
yes, might as well be 75. And which Republican sent a message on X to her? It's too bad that she lost. Keep trying. One day you'll win.
Was that sincere? Was that sincere or was
Correct.
that snark?
It's
We
just
can't
that's
read
exact. I
minds.
can't
I know,
read
right.
emotion into an X. I
Right,
just
they-
said I read what it
Right.
said.
Right.
I tried to read it without any emotion because I didn't know.
Right. Sarcasm doesn't translate on the
It
internet.
doesn't.
Right.
No, it doesn't. Yeah.
Congressman or senator? Do I get it?
Republican.
Just
I
Republican.
understand
I just
that.
said Republican.
Yeah, I'll go Mitt Romney.
Mitt Romney.
I'm gonna say Kevin McCarthy.
Kevin McCarthy. That's a pretty darn good answer. Amanda.
That's a funnier answer than mine. I'm going to say Trump.
Donald J. Trump. Donald J. Trump. And she, AOC tweeted back, it must have been really bad this week. I'm even getting notes from Trump. So you have to give her credit.
See, making politics fun again.
Right.
making politics fun again. All right, Blake Blevins.
Oh no,
Blake Blevins, how many pardons has Joe Biden issued?
8,036.
8,036.
8,036.
Yes.
I'll say middle person. I'm going to end up in the middle probably. I'm going to go for broke and say 8,037.
15,000.
15,000.
15,000.
All
So 8,036, you're 8,037.
Mhm.
The actual answer is 1,634.
I'm on the board.
Well, I knew there was.
Okay. No, you're
No.
37.
I'm the lowest.
He's the lowest.
It was only,
he's
it
the
was only
lowest.
You went
1,600?
high.
1,600.
I did a
Okay.
multiple of
1,600.
10.
Now, Amanda, how many pardons in 2 terms, total in 2 terms, did Barack Obama issue?
How many pardons?
How
for
many
Barack
pardons
Obama?
in 2 terms? 1,634 for Joe Biden. How many did Barack Obama issue in 2 terms?
I'm going to say 690.
690.
There's no age verification to make those jokes.
No.
Yet. 800. 400 a term.
800, 400 a term. Blake Blevins. I know you're looking to see if you can see the answer over here. I saw the eyes. I saw the rays in the eyes. So I got my hands the way I've got them.
I'm going to say 689.
689. Okay. Barack Obama in 2 terms, right? 1,715 pardons. Joe Biden in 1 term, 1,634. So
In
Lenny,
one day.
in 1 day, right? Well,
Dude,
1,633.
his hand must have been very-
1,633 in 1 day.
His hand must have been very tired trying to sign all those
I don't
pardons.
think he
Sure,
signed
you
anything
totally
at all.
signed
He
those.
signed them all.
Probably,
You know that docu
probably had a
sign?
giant
Auto
stamp.
sign, right.
Yeah,
Stamp.
that auto sign that the
Yeah.
banks
Yeah.
were doing. Maybe we can get rid of some of those pardons with the auto sign.
Oh,
Ay.
the Acrobat E sign.
How many pardons, Lenny, did Donald Trump issue in his first term? Remember, he's associated with criminals. He's been around criminality. He's been impeached twice. He's had all these lawsuits against him. How many pardons?
I know.
250 now. All right, 250 in his first
In
term.
his first term, 250.
How many people were arrested on January 6th?
That's next term.
Next
Right,
term.
well, that's what we said.
We'll clear that up next time.
He's going to bump those numbers up.
We're clearing that next time.
And they're still arresting people.
I'm going to say 124.
124. Amanda.
Should I give the answer for the meme? I'll say 123.
123. The actual answer is 94. Donald Trump issued 94 pardons. Barack Obama over 2 terms, 1,700 pardons. And
Dang.
Joe Biden in 1 term, 1,600 pardons.
Didn't pardon Joe Exotic, though, so.
What's up?
He didn't pardon Joe Exotic, so.
Not yet. Not yet.
He's not done.
Yes.
No
Oh, man.
repercussions.
Kathy actually gets a point on the, I have to go back, I'm going back and looking at the time. She had 10 hours on the time. Closer than Bobby's 11 hours on the time. Okay. This one is a little bit, this is a rough one for me and for Lenny. You two young kids, it probably won't hurt as much. What is the current life expectancy? Which country has the best current life expectancy in the world?
Which country?
Which country in the world?
I'm gonna say.
Is it me or?
I think it's Blake. Lenny went first with the Trump answer.
Okay.
All right. So I'm so trying to see. It's definitely not us. It's definitely not Mexico. It's definitely not China,
Mexico.
Japan. I'm gonna say Japan.
Japan. Okay.
With the suicide rate, I don't think so.
That's that 100-year-old woman.
I'll say. I'm going Scandinavia. I'm going Finland.
You're going Finland. Okay.
Finland.
I'm gonna get whoever gets the closest one to the top is gonna get the answer. So you had
Okay,
Japan.
you're going Finland. I'll go Sweden.
Sweden.
Finland, Sweden. Okay, because we would be here all day because I have every country in the world. I have pages upon pages of information.
All right.
So Hong Kong is actually number 1.
Really?
Yeah, Hong
Interesting.
Kong is number
I guess
1.
that depends on if you call it a country.
They call it a country.
They called it a
See?
country. Yep. Life expectancy 85.63 years.
Okay.
In Hong Kong.
Number 2, Japan.
Wow.
Blake Blevins, number 2, Japan.
Definitely wouldn't have thought that.
So,
Yep.
but wait, hold on. But technically, does China call Hong Kong a country though? Because if so, then
You still
Japan.
got the
got
point,
the point.
bud. You got the point.
I know. I'm just trying to see if I can get double points based on my
Win
technical.
gracefully. Just win gracefully.
Okay.
That's all you got to do is win
Yay.
gracefully. Right?
Take
So
the
num-
yes.
I mean, John Cena had to apologize in Mandarin because he said
Yeah,
Hong
don't-
Kong was a country.
No. It was Taiwan was a country.
Taiwan.
Taiwan.
Yeah,
Taiwan is a country.
Yeah. Yep. Right. So number 3 is South Korea. Number 4, French Polynesia. Number 5, Switzerland.
Interesting.
6, Australia. 7, Italy. 8, Singapore. 9, Spain. 10, Reunion. Now, I think Reunion Island is off of Africa.
Madagascar. It's in the Indian Ocean. Yeah.
As long as you're not surfing there.
Right.
It's not a great place to surf. There's been a lot of shark attacks. Norway, it's Malta, Norway, France, Sweden is up there. Iceland. I'm looking for Finland, but that's it. All right. So, what number, Amanda, is the United States in?
Out of 100.
Out of all the countries in the world, where do we rank on?
Right. How many did he just run off? I wasn't counting how many he said so far.
Listen, let me give you this one. The last number on here is 200. So there's 200 countries that we can pick from. So what is the last? Where is the United States ranked?
69.
Nah.
Standard answer on this show.
Standard answer.
Right. 75.
I'm going to say 83.
So Blake was 83. Amanda was 69. Blake was, or Lenny was 73, right?
75.
75. The actual answer is 48.
Wow. Good for us.
48
Good for
is
us.
the actual answer. So Amanda 3, Blake 3, Kathy.
What's the age?
Yeah, Kathy's in there with it. Kathy's beating you guys right
What's
now.
the age for the U.S.?
age?
That's the next question.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no. Now,
It just changed.
Average life expectancy in the United States,
Okay,
men
so-
and women combined.
Number
Because
one
we
was
all know
85.
men don't live as long as women. Because
Right.
we've got it so easy.
number one was 85.
Okay.
85 years old.
So we're 40,
48.
48,
So where are you at, Lenny?
Me?
Lenny?
78.
78.
I think it just changed, as a matter of fact.
I'm going to say 72.6.
72.6.
So I was thinking about that, but at 66, that's a little depressing for me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we've dropped down that much.
Your time's coming, Lenny.
All of our time is coming, Blake. I don't mean to disappoint you,
I'm
but
gonna go 77.
okay. The actual answer, Lenny is going to pick up a point, 79.46.
Yay.
Good job,
Wow,
The
Lenny.
that's-
average life
that bumped up, I think.
expectancy
Yeah.
for a woman in the United States is 81.98. So let's just say 82. And for men is 77.05. So let's just say 77. How
yeah.
old are you?
66.
You got a few more years.
Not enough, but
Yeah,
we'll
let's get
try.
enough of them in there.
12 more years of Bollox.
There you go.
What's the worst country on the
Well, that's
list?
the next question.
Oh.
Yeah, you are reading my mind. I'm just rolling through
Okay.
questions here on life expectancy. So,
I got one.
Look at you looking.
let's do this. If you get one of the bottom 5, I'll give you a point.
Okay.
If you
Bottom
get
5.
the country with the worst life expectancy, which is 54.64 years. Ooh is right. Ooh is right. I'll give you 2. All right. So Blake, you're up first. So pick a country that you think, oh my gosh, if I live there, I'm in deep trouble.
Papua New Guinea.
Papua New Guinea. Okay.
I'm gonna say Saudi Arabia.
Sudan.
North or south? I'm going to give you the point because it's South Sudan,
Mm-hmm.
and that is 57.74 years. So Lenny has pulled into a tie with you guys. You guys want to go around one more time to try to get one of the countries that has the worst life expectancy? Again, if you get the number one, you get 2. Blake, we're trying to do this as a tiebreaker.
I'm going to say Democratic Republic of Congo.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna stick in the Middle East and say Afghanistan.
All right.
Eritrea.
What's that?
It used to be Ethiopia, but they split in half. Eritrea. Eritre.
They are not on here.
Huh.
So I'm going to give Blake the point because Democratic Republic of Congo is on the last of this list. So Blake wins in studio.
Yeah.
Ties Kathy.
Boo.
Kathy wins online.
Good
So
job,
here's the last ones. Democratic Republic of Congo, Sierra Leone, Niger, Burkina Faso,
Burkina Faso.
Burkina Faso, Benin, no idea where,
Yeah, Africa.
Guinea, Mali, Somalia, Lesotho, South Sudan,
Lesotho, yeah.
Central African Republic, Chad. It's not a hanging one. It's just done. Number one country for worst life expectancy, Nigeria.
Really?
I think it's because they've been writing all those letters.
All the
Right?
princes,
All those
Nigerian
ones,
princes.
yeah,
They want to make their money as fast as possible.
Letters. They're dying of loneliness, is what it is.
Right. Nobody responds.
Yeah, so I
Pen
got
pal
that.
disease.
They're dying of pen pal disease. Yeah, so I got that. What is on Bollox tonight? What do you guys have for everybody?
Well, when we were playing trivia on Tuesday, Blake asked a question because, again, Troy was doing other things, Mr. not showing up for his gigs. And a question was, who played Batman in the 2022 movie? And the answer was Robert Patterson.
Yes. I've not seen that one.
Right.
My kids tell me it's great and it's awesome, but I really, just to piss Pete off, I really love Christian Bale in the whole thing. So I thought he was awesome.
So Blake and I are going to be we're talking about the actors who played Batman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Adam West.
One and only.
The one and only Adam West. Yep.
Nice.
Okay.
And it always timed out that, when they're at that cliffhanger, it was just as my mother was calling us in for dinner. Mom, I have to wait to see if they get out of the giant clam.
Yeah. That's it. I know. It was the reruns.
And we're back to corn. Sorry.
It was
some people just are never going to grow up.
was an actual
Just accept that. Just accept it.
Corn the Cops is the best, by the way.
All right. Okay. So you guys have that Batman on tonight.
Yep.
All right. Awesome. Tomorrow morning, the morning crew will be here. We're taking the rest of the weekend off because this is the beginning of the weekend for us. We'll be back. We're doing shows. We'll do a show Monday and Thursday next week.
Yeah.
So we'll all be back in here
Yes, sir.
Thursday. If I don't talk to you guys, have an absolutely awesome Merry Christmas, everybody.
Safe and healthy, and may Santa bring you everything you want.
Yay.
Yes.
Ask for corn.
Oh, that's enough of that. All right. We'll see you guys.
Bye.